Okay, so hey guys, how's it going? You like the new setup? You like the new angles? The new, Yeah. Okay, sorry. Hi. My name is Imani. Welcome to One by Faith. We will be doing a reading, and today will be specifically an oracle card reading for the new moon coming up, which it's going to be uploaded, I believe, tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. So this reading is for the new moon in Virgo on September 14th, 2023. So yeah, just a couple of things before we hop right on into this reading here. The way I will be doing readings from now on for the channel until I feel like it doesn't work anymore, I'm going to be just doing one collective reading, like for the people, just if you feel called to the video, watch it. If not, that's fine. I find that doing like 4 different readings for like each element or whatever, if you're around in the Facebook days of me filming readings, you know how that goes. And it's nice. It's rather detailed, but hi, Mama's trying to film. Hola, you gotta go. Thank you. So yeah, but I am going to be just doing one collective reading just to kind of make it sweet, short, simple, and to the point. And if you want, something in further detail, then I would just invite you to book a reading with me. So yeah. But of course, this message, if you're clicking on it, more than likely it's because you resonate with it and it's calling to you. And during our time together, during this reading, just know that this is a sacred space. You are protected, okie dokie. And that I pray that this reading brings you the answers that you need in order for you to continue to live in your highest truth. I hope that you feel safe, you feel loved, and you feel cared for during our time together. So yeah, reading in Virgo. Well, for the new moon in Virgo. This will be my first and last reading operating on this timeline, just because, unless I feel called to, of course, but that's just because I don't really vibe with tropical astrology as much anymore. I do feel that tropical astrology has its time and its place, but it's just not a timeline that I want to completely operate on. And I will make a video about it just to clarify some more, and that will come. We're gonna plan it for next week, but yeah, that's gonna come very soon. But I will just make it quite clear that this will be the first and last for me operating on the timeline of the tropical astrology. So yeah, with that being said though, without further ado, if you have found this reading, then I am just going to assume that it is for you. Ew, I sound like those TikTok readers. It's like, if you found it. But to some degree, that sentiment is pretty true, Like, if you have found it, if you've clicked on it, it's because for some reason or another, you feel called to listen to this, and that this message may have something for you. Let me make sure. So yeah, let's see here. What does the One by Faith collective need to know for the tropical new moon in Virgo? What does the One by Faith collective need to know for this upcoming new moon? Okay. Let's see here. Working on the camera angles. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, yeah. So I'm already hearing that some heart chakra work needs to be done. The hearts are very heavy. It's like there's something that you're avoiding that is preventing you from growing and heal. Like you are actively avoiding a certain subject, and it's no longer serving you. It's like I know you're tired of you're doing a great job of working on yourself, and you're tired of just like feeling like a project. I know you're tired of that, but it's coming to an end, but all of this work needs to be done. Ooh, this is loud for me too. But all this work needs to be done so that way you can progress and you can be that like you have such big goals and such big dreams. You like in order for you to grow, in order for you to kind of do the things that you want to do, you have to recognize the, like the bad habits, the blockages, the generational curses. You need to think about this stuff. You're not thinking enough. You're not thinking enough. Like it's like it's an avoidant type of situation that's going on right now. Like you're avoiding so much. You're avoiding responsibilities. You're avoiding your mental health. You're avoiding taking care of yourself. You're avoiding what needs to be done. And with that comes there's mental blockages about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of blockages involving this, and but at the end of the day, stuff needs to get done. And it's not, and in terms of like stuff getting done, now is not the time for you to sit here and be like, oh, well, like F my feelings. I need to just get it done and keep pushing and move past it, because that's not how that works. Like it works to a certain point. There does come a point where that doesn't work anymore. There's a point where you have to tap into your feelings. You have to, in order for you to be able to operate and work better, and just be more successful in life, you have to be emotionally there. Kind of like the model of my business. It's mind, body, spirit. Those three things go together. And if those three things are not in sync and, things are out of balance, you're going to run into problems. And you can only avoid your spiritual needs for so long. And the thing is too, is that I think a lot of the times we're confusing spiritual needs, with sitting down, being with the journal, and like crying our eyes out into this journal and blah, 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 and meditating and having some huge breakthrough. When some of it is actually just like you putting it all together, like you not showering, as much as you should, or you not, doing, you not exfoliating the face masks, all that stuff. This is just very specific stuff, but it's kind of like the thing. It's like you're not taking care of yourself physically. A lot of the spiritual work does come with taking care of yourself in the physical, you look good, you feel good. And a lot of that is missing. What needs to be done is that you need to work, not of course be in vain and be all like, oh my gosh, I look so good, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that, but it's definitely, if you want to feel good on the inside, you need to feel good on the outside, and that goes vice versa, you got to take care of the inside, take care of the outside, but you also got to take care of the outside to take care of the inside. And it's kind of like, along with you working on the outside, maybe going to the gym and getting your strength up, or at least recognizing too that you can sculpt yourself and you can sculpt your life. We talk about manifestation and all this other stuff on you can create your life the way you want it to be, and that is very true. But just remember that you can also You can also like sculpt your body the way you want it to be. It's just a matter of finding what works best for you. You know, if there's some insecurity, it's like, oh, like I can't take care of this and blah 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 blah, you know, because like I look like this or I weigh this much. Don't let those things stop you. Yes, it will take time. You will have to put in some kind of work to get, you know, like the image that you want, but it's like it has to be done. It's definitely like you know, like it looks good. Like you have to look good at this point. Like I don't know who this is for, but you have to look good. Don't leave the house looking like, do not leave your house in your bonnet. Do not leave your house in your do-rag. I mean, of course, if you need to protect your crown, that's totally valid, totally understandable. But if you need to do that, if you need to cover your crown, I get it, but find ways to make it stylish. A lot of this heart chakra work, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, the kind of theme of like beauty, love, it's about self-love. And a lot of it is with like your personal image of yourself, because obviously everybody's worthy of love. Everybody needs love. Not saying like, oh, if you can't love yourself, then no one else can love you. But to some degree, you know, you want people to see certain parts of you, certain aspects of you, and you want people to see you for who you are, but you also don't display that. You don't display who you are. You don't put yourself out there enough, and it's time for you to stop hiding and lurking in the shadows. It's like a lot of this stuff has come crashing down. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have turned because it's like community, your tribe. You're looking for that, and you possibly even want to rebuild it, and that's great and that's wonderful. But the only way that your tribe is going to come to you is if you show your tribe who you are. You can't get a new tribe doing the same shit you were doing when you had an old tribe. Well, you know, with your old tribe. You know, like you have to be doing different things. You know, if you're continuously wanting to better yourself and you're continuously wanting better for just your life in general, and you want the people around you to represent that, you have to be that person. You know, if you want to be around certain people that dress a certain way, you better go and change your closet. Like, and I'm also seeing, I feel like there's some men here as well. Welcome, or if you have seen me before, welcome back. For the men too, you know, this isn't just for women, and I feel like men also have this men have this thing where like they have to dress a certain way in order to be accepted, and it's like I don't think you understand how much your life will change once you release yourself of those shackles and you start. It's kind of like as a reference, like, you know, back in like high school, middle school, and there was always like, you know, like a table or like a group of like the weird kids, you know, like the weird kids. It's like, it's kind of like, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, like how are all the weird people together? But like, y'all gotta realize outside of like, you know, the hierarchy of like high school and middle school, those people were happy. Like they found people that they enjoyed being around, and I feel like people forget that. And it was always something so interesting to me growing up, where like I realized that like the weird people were the ones that were like living in their own truth unapologetically, and they were so happy. But then, like, you know, like the popular kids, and they secretly hated each other and had the most drama. And it's like, which would you rather have? Would you rather be weird and authentically yourself and be around people that you actually enjoy? Or would you rather be like Mr. Cool and Mrs. Popular and you're fucking miserable? Like, The only way that you are going to like get this new tribe, this community of people, is when you open yourself up and be vulnerable with yourself and be able to like feel comfortable with yourself, because then you'll feel comfortable around other people, and you'll feel comfortable around the people that you align with most. You like it that's the only way that you'll truly feel comfortable, is like when you understand who you are and how you operate and what you want in life, and you know, when you know all these things and you're like, oh, I want these types of people. When those types of people come, do not self-sabotage, okay? Do not self-sabotage and fall back into old patterns and doing old stuff, because you will get clapped. The universe will smack you. This is your first and final warning. Do with this information as you wish. So yes, like it's like for this new moon, if you are thinking about how you don't vibe with the current people around you, if you're trying to rebuild a support team, take this new moon to think about that. And think about what kind of people you want around you, you know? What do they do? How do they operate? In what better ways do you want to operate? In what better ways do you want to live? You know, do you want to move? Do you want a bigger house? Do you want a better car? Do you want more money in your bank account? All that stuff, you know? Do you want to work less and make more? Because we all know at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's what we want. What most people want is to work less and make more. So, but you got to think about that. And then in terms of, you know, like a witchy tip or so. And men, you can do this too. I'm definitely sensing that there's some men watching that are scared to step into their spirituality and into these practices. But just remember that this is a safe space. Whether you try to, you know, step into this stuff quietly and silently, just remember that eventually you cannot be quiet and silent for so long. You know, at some point, you know, practice within yourself, keep some stuff to yourself. But just remember that at some point when you step into these practices, it's just a part of who you are. And there is no shame in that. And that if you are not surrounded by people who accept that, find new people. You know, even if it is primarily women for the time being, those women can teach you something, and vice versa for the ladies. If you magically find a group of spiritual men, because, you know, I feel like there's not that many out there, but if you find them or if you know of any, you know, make friends with them as well, because they can also teach you stuff and bring newer and better perspectives into your life. So keep that in mind as well. And let's see here. Yes, the last card. Patience. So all of this is going to take time, of course, kind of like how I mentioned the whole you rebuilding yourself and, you know, like getting the body that you want and working on that self-love. It takes time, especially when it comes to self-love. It is actually one of the hardest things that you could ever do, is to learn how to love yourself, even through your mistakes, even through, you know, all the crap that you've been through. Learning to love yourself and forgive yourself is truly one of the hardest things, because also too, along with loving yourself, that also means to discipline yourself as well. And that's just not an easy thing to do, which is why it's good to have a good support system around you. It's great to have that. So just remember that if you want to be a certain way, if you just don't vibe with stuff anymore, that's okay. You can change your mind. You can tear your life down and rebuild it as many times as you want to. But just remember that it takes time. Especially the real good stuff. Like there's like the saying, like it takes 10 years to make an overnight success. that's because that person was doing so much work to where like it seems like they had it easy, but in reality they don't. And just keep that in mind too when you see people doing a lot of things and doing the things that you want to do. Just remember that it took time for them to get there, and just remember that it's going to take time for you to get there, and that is a-okay. And any good person that is quote unquote ahead of you in like, you know, like if they are where you want to be, they're going to know what it takes to get there. And don't be afraid to ask them to help you, because that's literally how you build community. You know, like we all hear the fucking grind hustler guys, and they talk about, you know, like being around people that are doing better than you, because those people will encourage you to do better, because first off, they don't want to be seen with somebody that's not doing good. So there's that. But also keep in mind too, that's going to come with some tough love, and that's also going to require a lot of patience within the relationship itself as well. So yes. Whew. That was a lot. But I think I got it all out. But of course, if you have any questions, if any of this resonated with you, I'm very happy. If there's stuff that didn't resonate with you, please remember the rules. If it don't apply, let it fly. But if you want to get a more in-depth reading, if you resonate with anything, if you have any other personal questions, don't be afraid to hit me up through email in this moment, because my schedule is I'm working on making my schedule more consistent. So email me at info@onebyfaithco if you would like a personal reading. I am doing donation-based readings from here on out. The only thing that I would ask is just for a small deposit, just for your security for your spot, just so that way I know you're actually in it to do it. So yeah, but that would be the only thing that I would need, is a small security deposit, but that information would all be sent to you at the time of booking. Also too, if you enjoyed this, I do have a tip jar in the description box for my Venmo and my Cashapp. So if you want to, if you feel called to, you know, leave a little something for today's reading, go right ahead. If not, that's perfectly fine. Not a huge deal. But if you did like this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will be uploading more readings and other content that I will be getting to after this. And yeah, either way, you guys have a great day. I love you all, and happy healing. Bye.